Hi, so in this video, we will be studying about debentures. So what do you mean by debenture, or why we need debenture, or when do we issue, or do we get debentures? So this term debenture is derived from Latin word debere, that is D-E-B-E-R-E, and it refers to borrow, means to borrow. So debenture or term debenture means, it simply means it is the borrowings. So this debenture, it is a tool which is used by government or some organizations to raise loan from public. So now we can go through what you mean by debenture. So debenture, it is a unit of loan amount, and that is when a company intends to raise loan from public, then they issue debentures. And when we are issuing debenture, we should be that is the debenture with bear date of redemption, that is date of repayment, then rate, interest rate, then mode of payment of interest. And the person who holds debenture, or the person who lend money to company by using debenture, is called as debenture holder. And we know if it is loan, it always comes as creditors. So debenture holder is the creditor of that company. And this debenture, it is a document which is issued under the seal of the company. So if it is a certificate, or it is a document which is given by the company with its seal, then only that debenture will be a valid debenture. So now I think it is clear. Debenture means simply it is a tool, written tool, accepting debt under the general authentication of the enterprise, and it comprises of an agreement for repayment of principal after a peculiar period. So when we check a debenture, there is date of redemption, rate of interest, and mode of payment. Everything will be recorded there. So this debenture is also or it is also considered as bond, B-O-N-D, bonds. So now we can go through certain features of debentures. So features that is we can have, that is debentures, we know that debenture means it is borrowed fund. So we are borrowing, or the company is borrowing fund from the public. Then fixed rate of interest will be there. Interest should be paid compulsory. There is no discount. There will be no discount. It should be paid compulsory. Then debenture acts as a security. That is, the debenture holder has a security to get repayment. Redemption means the person or the debentures are repaid, or repayment activities. Then these debenture holders don't have any voting rights. So when the person or the shareholders, that is equity shareholders, have voting rights, but debenture holders don't have any voting rights. Then they are, or they can appoint trustees with that company. And certain debentures are convertible debentures also. So we have certain debentures which can be converted into shares. So there are convertible debentures. So if there is, or it is a type of convertible debentures, then that can be converted. Now next we can go through different types of debentures. We can classify debentures mainly into 5, that is on basis of registration, on basis of security, on basis of redemption, and on basis of conversion, and on basis of priority. On these bases we can divide our debentures. So what do you mean by debentures, or how can we divide or classify debentures on basis of registration? That is, at the time of registration, the debentures can be registered debentures or bearer debentures. Registered debentures are debentures within which all details comprising the address, name, particulars of holding of the debenture holder are filed in the registration time, or in the filed in the register, and with that it is a, or that form is treated as a deed, normal transfer deed. So such debentures are known as registered debentures. Now second type is bearer debentures. Bearer debentures are debentures which can be transferred by way of delivery. That is, by mere transferring, the debenture holders can be changed. If Mr. A is having a debenture certificate or a debenture, and if Mr. A transfers that debenture to Mr. B, then that Mr. B is a debenture holder. So such debenture holders or such debentures are called as bearer debentures. Next is on the basis of security. On the basis of security means that is the security which we gives for that particular debenture. So on basis of security, the debentures can be classified into secured debentures and unsecured debentures. Secured debentures means those debentures where a charge is being established with certain properties or assets of the company. So, if the payment is delayed, or if the payment, for the payment or a payment, certain documents or something will be like pledge, something will be kept for or as security, and the charge might be either floating or fixed, and the possession, that is the this charge will be established, and the enterprise's possession for the purpose to use that activities or to use in activities and not meant for sale. The debenture holder cannot sell that property, they can use it. Then unsecured debentures means there won't be any peculiar charges against asset of the company. So those are unsecured debentures. Next we have redeem on basis of redemption, that is at the point of tenure, that is on basis of redemption or point of tenure. There we have redeemable debentures and irredeemable debentures. Redeemable debentures means those debentures that are due on a certain period of time frame with lump sum or installment amount, and there will be a reclaim will be given at premium or at par. So the repayment is on fixed period, and if it is on within a time frame, that is redeemable debenture. Next is irredeemable debentures. Irredeemable debentures are also called as perpetual debentures, because if the company does not give any attempt for the repayment of money required or borrowed by circulating such debentures, then those debentures are called as irredeemable debentures. These debentures which are not repaid. So these debentures are repayable on the closing of the that particular enterprise, or after a long period. So anyway, these debentures are repayment debentures, but in certain cases, company, that is, if the company is paying debenture on period on this within the time limit, then those debentures are redeemable, and the company has not paid, then that is irredeemable. Next is on basis of conversion. Conversion, as I had mentioned before, we have convertible debentures and non-convertible debentures. Convertible debentures can be changeable, or it can be changed to equity shares, and the debenture holders can be changed to equity shareholders. But in case of non-convertible debentures, those debentures cannot be changed, or then those cannot be converted to shares. So that is convertible and non-convertible debentures. And last one is on the basis of priority. On the basis of priority, either we can classify like first and second, or we can classify like preferred debentures and ordinary debentures. Preferred debentures means like preference shares. The debenture holders who are having preferred debentures will be having first priority when when the company is paying off, or when the company is doing their repayment. Only after the first priority or preferred debenture holders are paid, then only the ordinary debentures or second debentures will be receiving their payment. So a debenture which is repaid before the other debenture, that is before the all other debentures, that is first debenture or preferred debenture. The second debenture or the ordinary debenture is that which is paid after the first debenture has paid. So these are the different types of debentures. So first we have studied what do you mean by debenture, then the features and different types of debentures. Thank you.